good evening to Eugene Lovely Field in Andover, Massachusetts, a chilly Eugene Lovely Field, where tonight the Chelmsford High School Lions and the Golden Warriors of Andover High School getting set to do battle in a game that has great significance for the Chelmsford High School football team. They must win tonight in order to set up Thanksgiving Day, a big battle with Bill Ricker. Good evening once again. Bruce Byam and Howie Neal. And Howie, the Golden Warriors are not going to be an easy target.
No, they're not, Bruce. 4-5, but their record is very deceptive. They're healthy for the first time all year, and they have an excellent receiver, a real threat with Buddy Farnham, excellent returner, does everything on the team. You can expect to see him anywhere in the backfield.
He's the 2004 MVC Player of the Year. On your screen, I believe you can see some of the graphics of the Chelmsford Lions this year. The scoring leaders, Bobby Gill with 96 points, Mike Baraldi with 30, and so on. You can look at the list. We have also a great, the Lions scoring 214 points, 15 points, giving up 129 this year. And on the passing yardage, 92, rushing yardage, 189 for a total of 281. The Lions are going to need all of those tonight.
I think they do, Bruce. They're going to need all of them. They need to be able to run the ball and pass the ball well. I think they want to control the ball, keep Farnham off the field on offense. He does play defense as well, so he's there, but I think he's more of a threat on offense than defense, so we want to keep the ball.
Tonight we have a new offensive coach for you to listen to. His name, Lenny Rapone. Lenny is the person that charts all the plays on the sideline, works real hard with the receivers, and sometimes even wears long pants, as he's going to do tonight.
Right.
Let's listen to Lenny Rapone talking about Chelmsford's offense.
Hi, we're here with our receivers coach, Lenny Rapone. Lenny, again, you have another great core of receivers, and they seem like fun kids to work with, too.
I have been. We've been very lucky with all the kids we've had in the program. They are a great group of kids. Unlike some of the other positions, I have a smaller number of kids and pretty tight-knit, and the kids work well together.
Now the offense seems to be able to take charge the last quarter. They really, the past 3 or 4 games, just seem to put it in another gear. They seem to know when to put it into another gear and when to make the big plays, when to make the big blocks, the big catches, and it seems like they've really developed into quite a fun little offense.
Yeah, they have. That really is almost just grown off of itself from year to year. Last year it was get the game to the fourth quarter, and it was like our offense was kind of like a saver, and this year it has. The kids have started to catch the grasp of what needs to be done, and they've finally got that sense of urgency.
Now Andover coming up, this is they're a very formidable offensive team, and last year they gave us a very good run, right down to the last seconds of the game. Are you kind of expecting that now? Do you think that they'll probably be up to play our kids?
I agree. We basically knocked them out of their contention last year, and they had been down for a couple of years, and last year it meant a lot to them. This will be their last home game. They have a lot of things resting on what happened last year, and those kids have a lot of pride in them. And they have Buddy Farnham, who is probably the best receiver in our league, so the defense is going to have their hands full shutting him down. And they have a young sophomore quarterback who is really starting to come into his own. He's pretty good, and they have some other weapons. So even if you just key on Buddy, they do have some kids that can hurt you. So they're going to be looking to snake bite us, so we can't be looking ahead to Thanksgiving just yet.
Right. Well, we want to wish you best luck this week and the next 2 weeks. All right. Good luck, Lenny. All right. This is Jack Fletcher for CHS TV.
All right, thank you, Lenny, for those insights about tonight and your receiver work. We have a pack coming up now with Dan Mahoney, number 93, defensive end, has had an outstanding season so far, and we'd like to have Dan right now with that segment.
Hi, we're here with defensive end Dan Mahoney. Dan, last week's game, another tight one. Are you guys kind of used to playing in games like that, coming from behind, or is that just what you get used to?
Well, yeah, we've been playing a lot of tight games lately, giving up a lot of big plays, but I think in the end we make the plays that really count.
Now, your defensive schemes, we noticed they're taking you guys off the line of scrimmage and some of the defensive sets. How do you like playing off the line of scrimmage as an outside linebacker?
Well, you get kind of a better read off the line. You could see more, and it's just you can see the running back, your blocks, where the guards are going. You read everything.
Now, the Tewksbury team, that was like kind of a beautiful night. Crowd was pretty good, and It was a nice back and forth game. But would you rather have those games or one of those 42-0 blowout kind of games?
Oh, definitely the Tewksbury game. Better, feels better. I wouldn't want to be on the other side of that, but feels better to win, like in a tight, close game.
Now Andover coming up. You've got like Buddy Farnham, and they have a decent, kind of a decent offensive package, and you guys seem to be banged up at a couple of positions. Are you expecting them to come at you any particular way?
Yeah, Buddy, MVP last year, should be good, tough. But I think we'll practice hard enough all week to pull it through.
Well, we want to wish you the best of luck, and good luck this week.
All right, thank you.
All right, this is Jack Fletcher for CHS TV.
Thank you very much, Dan Mahoney and Chelmsford Lion defensive end. Let's go right to the offense now, and defensive coach. And John King is that defensive coach. Works with the linebackers. They've been beaten up this year. John talked about tonight's football game, please.
Hi, we're here with our linebacker coach, Coach John King. John, last week, the Tewksbury game, seesaw back and forth. You guys seem to be in those games a lot. That must be fun as far as a fan it is, but how about as a coach?
Well, you don't really have time to think too much when you're up in the booth and you're trying to figure out what the heck's going on, what they're running, and trying to decipher what we should do next.
Now you and Jason go up in the booth and kind of keep track of what the plays coming out. Now at halftime, do you guys kind of get together and say, okay, this is working, this one's not working, this is what they're doing, and
Sure.
kind of redirect what you're doing?
Sure. What we do is we write down what play they ran and what defense we had against it. We look at what defenses worked against the play that they selected, and we try to think about what they're going to do next and what we're going to run.
Now, you at your particular position, linebacker, you've got a lot of kids that have seemed to have gotten banged up, and kids have been stepping up and really coming through for you week after week.
Well, the bad thing about having a bunch of hard-hitting linebackers is they run up there and they're not afraid to throw their bodies around, and unfortunately we've had a couple of kids get dinged up. But we've had a couple younger kids, Greg Sparks and some of the other guys come up and do what, really step up and play some good football for us. I'm very lucky this year.
All right, well, we want to wish you the best of luck, and let's hope it's a fun game like all the rest have been.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, good luck. This is Jack Fletcher for CHS TV.
Welcome back, and Johnny King, nice job on that interview. Howie, we've got a real good football game to play tonight.
We do.
Andover has some great skilled people. We thought together they might have had the best talent in the MVC. The Lions deprived them last year. Revenge.
Right. I think Andover's looking for some revenge, and they do have excellent skilled people. Quarterback looks good, throwing the ball pre-game. Farnham, as I mentioned already, is an excellent primary receiver. So we'll see what they can do against the Lions defense. Secondary will be tested, I believe. Predictions?
Predictions.
I'm going with the Lions 28 and Andover 14.
Real close to that, Howie. Once again, folks, we didn't talk about this prior to pregame. I said 27-14 Lions, and this game really scares me. I think the Lions really have to play well to win this one.
They do. They have to play better than they did last week against
Right.
Tewksbury. I think as I said, they have to control the ball, keep Andover off the field. That's my thinking.
We have a great highlight pack coming up, but before we go to that, we also have Greg Bailey, one of the Lions wideouts, and we have a nice interview with Greg to watch. And then last year's exciting 19-16 Lions win over Andover in the final minute of the football game. So stay tuned. The kickoff will be coming up right after those two segments. Thanks for joining us. We look forward to seeing you real soon.
Hi, we're here with one of our wide receivers, Greg Bailey. Greg, you've been with the program, I think, 4 years now, and you guys having a great year. It's completely different, though. A wide receiver, everybody thinks it's like catching the big passes and all that stuff, but there's a lot more to it than that, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to work on blocking and stuff. That's key. We do a lot of that all through practice and stuff, so we do a lot of technique and footwork is mainly what we have to do. So we get points on starts and stuff like that, so it's a lot more than everybody thinks.
Well, when you consider you're going to go 50, 60 plays in a game, and if you throw the ball a lot, it would be anywhere from 15 to 20, so 40 of those plays you're blocking. What's it like to block downfield knowing that Bobby Gill's liable to spring one and your block can spring them?
You don't want to be the one to let that block up, so you want to hold on to your blocks as long as you can. If the play's still going, you could have the block of the week or be that person or make him make that big run or something like that. So
Now we've got Andover coming up. Now, what are you expecting from them, considering like they've got a very good offense, and I know defensively, they're pretty decent too. What are you guys expecting to throw the ball more, or you still think they're going to probably run it quite a bit?
we'll see what happens. Coach will probably run it a lot and see what happens. Throw a couple passes here and there, see how we do. But if you throw a couple passes, we catch the ball, he'll throw a little more. That's the way Coach is. So we just got to make sure we don't mess up, make any mistakes, and then we'll probably throw the ball up more. So we're looking at it right now.
So the reality of it is that if he throws it up the first couple times and they're successful, then you're going to get the ball up in the air a little bit more.
Yeah, that's the way I see it.
Well, good luck. We want to. You've had a great year. We want to hope you guys finish out the season on the up note.
Yeah.
All right?
All right, thank you.
Good luck. Okay, this is Jack Fletcher for CHS TV.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to Eugene Lovely Field here in Andover, Massachusetts. The Andover Golden Warriors are getting set to kick it off to the Chelmsford Lions. Andover has an excellent kicker in Ben Massey. Back deep for the Lions, Bobby Gill and Kyle Perrin. By him along with Howie Neal and Ronna Berman, our statistician. We're just about ready to go. A game that has huge significance for the Lions. Andover would like nothing better than to get the Lions a short squib kick, and it's caught at the 40-yard line. That looked like De Silva, Howie. Let's get the number on that one. That was Serge De Silva.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
No, number 75.
75.
John Cronin. All right, here's the offensive starting lineup. Mike Beraldi, quarterback. De Silva and Gill in the backfield with him. Sean Newcomb will not be playing tonight. He's injured his leg last week, and he'll be back next week, or for Thanksgiving, we understand. Wish him luck. Dave Welch, offensive tackle. Cronin and Sargent. Sargent is the center. Cronin at one guard. John Henry Dupuy at the other guard.
Mike Beraldi is the quarterback. He leads the
Tim
Lions
Cooper,
to the line of scrimmage.
Kevin Tyrell, wide receiver. Chris Smart. Sean Brady.
Bobby Gill, the tailback. Bobby Gill with the football. He blasts ahead for about 5, 6, 7 yards. Bobby was close to breaking that, Howie.
Yes, he was. He got a nice second effort there. He got into the secondary, and one more block, one more broken tackle, and Bobby would have been off.
We'll give Bobby 8 on that play.
There's a replay of it. It's just an off tackle from the stack look that we're familiar with.
The Lions come back with that same look on offense. 2nd and 2 from the 48-yard line. Gill the other way. Stutter steps, gets good yardage across the 50 to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, the Lions want to control the ball. Run time off the clock. Nice block there by Serge De Silva. He did a nice job on the defensive end there for Bobby.
Brendan Hughes came up for Andover to make that stop. Lions have 1st and 10. They've moved the ball to the 49-yard line into Andover territory. Their first possession just underway.
Andover's in a 5-2 defensive front with a monster back. Usually goes to the strength.
Lions come out with split backs this time. Offset to the left is Gill. In motion into Silva. It's the toss to Gill. Gill cuts inside, fights back to the line of scrimmage, bounces ahead for about 4. Nice look by Bobby there.
Nice look there. Andover did a nice job stringing it out, and Bobby was able to cut back against the grain and picked up a good 4 yards. I like the idea of the Lions trying to get outside early this week.
Diafarino on the tackle for Andover High School. Pickup of 3 for Bobby. It's 2nd and 7, 45-yard line. It's Bobby one more time. Cuts back to the left. Got some good yardage outside to the 30-yard line where he's knocked out of bounds.
Knocked out of bounds by Farnham, number 46.
Right away, I've got to say I've been critical of the offensive line, but so far tonight they look like a different unit.
Well, when they run the GT the way they ran it here, this is a good sign, because they have had a problem getting this play on track this year, where in previous years they've been very successful with it. So when they get their GT going, then their offensive line is doing the job.
The 30-yard line, come the Lions, 1st and 10. Opening drive of the football game. De Silva, the up back. Gill in the eye. Gill with the ball, straight ahead. Picks up 3 on the play to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, Andover had a little slanted to that side of the field that time, slanted to the wide side, and Bobby was stopped after a short gain of just 3.
And finding one of their co-captains in on the stop for Andover High School. Here comes Sean Brady in with the play, number 9 for the Lions. The Lions so far have kept the ball exclusively on the ground.
I'm looking for a little play action pass right here.
Yeah, that's my thought too.
They're in split back, so
it's Beraldi with good, almost good yardage, but not quite. Falls ahead of game of a couple.
Yeah.
D'Angelo, the tackler for Andover.
Cleaning off his cleats. I wonder if he lost his footing on that.
It's going to be 3rd down and about 6 for the Lions. They have the ball inside the 25-yard line.
Billy Blaisdell shuffles in the play to. There's a quarterback sneak by Mike.
Big hole.
Yeah, there was a big hole there, and I think he did slip right on the stripe because it looked like he just came to a stop.
Right. This is Gill following his blockers. Breaks ahead for the 1st down inside the 20-yard line to the 18-yard line.
Nice job in the stack, the crunch 7 or the ISO left. There's Bobby Gill here. You see he's got 14 receptions. He's run for 1,555 yards, 16 TDs on 227 carries.
And a replay of that last one. You can see Bobby.
Replay, and this is the crunch 7. Bobby picks up the 1st down.
Lions have it 1st and 10, the 19-yard line. Bobby again with a big hole. He's inside the 15, down close to the 10. White in on the tackle. White also the quarterback for Andover High School.
Right, the Lions are working on the Andover's defensive tackle. They're running inside him and outside of him, so he doesn't know what gap to control. The Lions are getting good yardage right in there behind Brendan Gill and John Henry Dupuis. So
let's give Bobby 8 on that play. It's going to be 2nd and 2 for the Lions. They're on the 12-yard line, 11-yard line of Andover. Beraldi straight ahead, and 1st down yardage, I do believe. Let's take a look. It's close. See where they spot him. Nope, no 1st down there.
Interesting there now when they came out, Brendan Gill lined up at left guard. He swapped positions with John Henry. John Henry is the tackle for the quarterback sneak.
Interesting formation. That's a little bit different. It's 3rd and about a yard now. We're on the 10-yard line. Lions started this drive on their own 40, and they've brought it down now to the 10. I think we see the game plan emerging a little bit here, as you said. Ball control, Howie.
Brendan Gill is in at left guard again here for the sneak.
This is Beraldi this time.
Spin to the outside.
Ahead, and he's going to score. Just
well
as
done.
He did against Central Catholic.
Yes.
He bounced it to the outside.
Yep.
10-yard touchdown run, Mike Beraldi.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mike has been coached to do that a little bit. That was a wedge, and he just went with the wall as far as he could, and then he spun to the outside. As you said, the same as he did against Central a couple weeks ago. So he had success with it then. He might as well try it again.
Yes, might as well. Here's the
replay. And you'll see it's a wall. Mike stays with it as long as possible, then spins.
Spins away and goes nobody there. Chris O'Neill to kick it out of the hold of Andy Everly.
Dave Welch, I believe, is the snapper.
Good snap. Kick is up. And it is, off the goalpost then.
Hits the post.
Good. Hit the post.
Yep.
So the Lions go 60 yards to take on the opening drive to take a 6-0 lead. Nice drive there.
Yes, nice drive there. And we'll be back after this break with the Lions ahead, 6-0.
Welcome back. Bruce Bynum, Howie Neal, Ronnie Berman, and Peter Lynch is about to tee the ball up on the 40-yard line for the Lions.
All right, here's a replay of the kick, and you'll see Chris got it up there, and it just hits off the right post.
Bad luck for Chris on that kick. Just missing. Could have gone through just as easy as not. All right, Peter Lynch to kick it. Let's see if they kick it deep now. Andover elected not to on their kickoff. Let's see what the Lions do with Buddy Farnham back there to receive it. They do not kick it deep.
To White.
It's White, one of the upbacks of 25. He breaks it to the left. And he's going to be knocked down. Nice tackle out there.
Number 6 for the Lions.
That is number 6.
Cody Casano. All right, here's the defensive lineup. Brennan Foley, defensive end. Bobby Brown, defensive tackle. Spencer Rojas. Dan Mahoney, our pregame interview. Defensive end, number 93. Jason Zerbanopoulos will be the nose guard. Greg Kinney and Greg Sparks are the backers. Greg had a good game last week. Mark Navaco, Everly, O'Neill, and Dioria are the secondary.
All right, this is Tommy White, the quarterback for Andover. Number 4, Farnham comes in motion. It's a handoff to the left side. This is Vining going outside and picking up about 4 or 5 on the play. Dan Vining, a senior running back, good running back, Howie.
Yes, he is. He's very versatile. He's kind of hard to bring down, and he also is powerful when he gets hit. There's Vining on the replay. Bounces to the outside there. Good pickup for Andover. 2nd and 6.
Okay, comes Andover to the line of scrimmage with 2nd and 6 from the 32-yard line. Long count by White.
Great dive.
Inside handoff, covered nicely there by the Lions. Let's see who gets off the bottom of this pile. That looks like number 5. That's Justin Zerbanopoulos in there to make the tackle. So Zerbanopoulos, his first tackle of the football game, puts Andover 3rd and 4.
All right, here's the replay. It's an inside dive. Justin's able to make the initial hit.
Andover from the 34-yard line. White rolls out. He's being flushed. He's being tackled. He's sacked. And coming up to make that sack, number 79 for the Lions.
Spencer Rojas.
Spencer in the backfield.
Nice job by Spencer. Here's the replay of it. Spencer's the defensive right tackle.
Yes.
Breaks through. He was turned back inside by Brennan Foley and then right into the grasp of Spencer.
So the Lions have put Andover in a 4th and long situation. The ball is on the 29-yard line, and they're going to take a 20-second timeout here. They were 1 player short on their punt team, so they were forced to take the timeout.
It looks like it was the long snapper, so
can't start without the snapper, can you?
Not without him.
Got to have that guy.
All right, number 50.
Back for the Lions, Everly, and is that Perrin over there?
Yes, Kyle.
Okay, so now Andover is set to go. Bobby Gill, 48 yards on that last drive. Starting out the football game in fine shape. And it's a high end-over end kick. This is Everly, and he catches it and runs into a couple of Andover players at the 50-yard line. That was close.
That was very close. And Dan Vining, the snapper, number 44, was the first man down there. Kyle Perrin picked him up and gave Andy a chance to field the juggling ball. We'll be back after this break.
Bruce Byam, Howie Neal, and Ron Furman keeping the numbers. The Lions have their 2nd offensive possession on the 50-yard line, and Bobby Gill has the football with running room again across the 45, still on his feet, down to the 43-yard line.
Number 32, I believe, or 32 is in
Mike
on the
D'Angelo for Andover, the tackler. He's been in a lot of tackles already.
Mike, good. Here's the replay. It's a crunch 6 out of the stack look. Bobby bounced off a few tackles, kept his feet. Picked up 7 yards. It's 2nd and 3.
Bobby's up to 55 yards in rushing yardage right now. We have 2:50 left to play. The clock is running in the first quarter. We're in Andover, Massachusetts, Eugene Lovely Field on a brisk November night. And Bobby's brought down. Nice tackle that time.
Dan Vining, number 44, made a nice tackle there. Andover had pretty good penetration that time.
Yep. First time they've maybe kind of a negative play that time.
Right. You'll see some penetration right there. Vining coming up to make the tackle, but it was penetration by number 76, their big defensive right tackle.
And that's Alec Yount. He's 6'5", 265, a senior, and he can make some penetration. Lions 3rd and about 4 here. This is Gill trying to get outside, cuts it back, no gain at all. Andover's there this time, and they do a nice job to stop him.
Yes, they are. Surge got to his man, but we had some leakage in the inside. The linemen aren't staying with their blocks. They're slipping off. Andover's doing a good job of slipping off. You watch Surge get a good block on his man, but you could see the secondary came up and made a good tackle there.
The Lions have not sent the punt team in here. They're going to go for this on 4th down from the 45-yard line. Beraldi rolls to his right, looks down the field, has Terrell, and he overthrows him. Terrell was there, but the Lions are going to turn it over. Nice defensive stand by the Golden Warriors.
Yeah.
So
Here's the replay here. It's a rollout. Mike has the time, but he threw off his back foot. He didn't.
Could have stopped and planted that time and drilled it. As Terrell was there. But Andover now has taken over field position, and they're on their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
Bonham's in the slot. In motion.
Vining in motion. Vining with the football, and he's dragged down right at the line of scrimmage.
No, that's Bonham.
Bonham, I'm sorry. Yep, Bonham. Nice tackle by Diorio for the Lions.
As we mentioned in pregame,
Sparks.
Bonham will be in the backfield as well as at wide receiver. So. And he also does the punting. Bonham was a slot back in motion, and I can't catch the number of who penetrated.
I think that was Urbanopoulos, but I'm not positive. Yeah, it looked like a 5. Andover in the stack eye. Fake handoff down the field. They're looking for Farnham. Everly, Farnham, and it's going to have a flag.
Yeah.
Everly was there, but there was contact, so.
Farnham had excellent position. He was in position to catch it. Andy bumped him, and the ball was incomplete, but there was interference there.
So this is pass interference on the Lions. And
there's the replay. Farnham's the bottom of the screen. He ran a post pattern, and you can see he's in position on Everly, and Andy made contact with him as the ball was just about to be caught. So we have 1st down.
So that's a mark off of 15 yards. We'll take the ball down to the 40-yard line now of the Lions.
And ironically, that was probably a good penalty because he would have, if he caught the ball, he's going to be further downfield.
Yeah, that's right.
So
exactly.
You might call that one a smart penalty.
Yeah. Andover has 4 receivers to the right side of the field. They toss it out here to Farnham.
Kinney got his sights on him.
And
he's still on his feet.
Still on his feet. Fights for the 1st down. Nice job. Lions have that same play in their playbook and run it to Gill.
That's the diamond formation that the Lions call that the diamond formation. And it's just a quick screen with 3 people out front blocking. Greg Kinney coming up to tackle, but Farnham is very quick. He was able to get by Greg. Finally was taken down by a few Lion tacklers.
To the 29-yard line come the Golden Warriors. Long count. Handoff coming straight ahead, picking up some good yardage, still running hard, running through a tackle, and down close to the 15-yard line.
Number 26, I think it was Jeff Gallardo.
And that's going to be the final play of this quarter. Jeff Bellardo is a senior, 6 feet, 205 pounds, and he ran hard for the 1st down. Let's see where they spot that ball inside the 10-yard line.
Yep.
And that is the end of the 1st quarter, and we'll be right back after this break. Knocking on the Chelmsford door.
Down to the 5.
Down to the 5-yard line. A quick handoff coming straight up the middle.
37. Corey Colbert, maybe? No.
Andover is 1st and goal. They're at the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal now at the 5-yard line.
With D'Angelo, the ball carrier.
White, the quarterback, brings the Golden Warriors to the line of scrimmage. Trying to tie up this football game. Turns and hands off. And he's close. And if he falls in, Gallardo for the touchdown. So Andover answers on a quick drive of their own, going 55 yards for the touchdown. Kenny Massey is their kicker, and he's a good one.
All right, here's the replay. It's a nice little left. Nice job by Andover, driving people off the ball.
Andover got some good blocks up there, and as Howie indicated, number 74, Brendan Cooney, doing a nice job.
Offensive left guard.
Massey is the kicker. Has a 44-yard field goal to his credit. Low snap, ball is up, and very good, and Andover has taken the lead, 7-6 over the Lions. Massey is money in the bank when he kicks it.
He kicks. He looks like a very strong kicker. And we'll be back after this break with the Lions down 7-6.
Andover has just kicked off to the Lions, and the short kick went out of bounds at the 45-yard line of Chelmsford, and that's where they're going to get it, 1st and 10. So Andover trying to maybe a little bit onside, but trying to keep it out of Bobby Gill's hands.
Yeah.
But it backfired.
It does. I mean, it gives the Lions a short
Yeah,
field,
right.
55 yards, as you mentioned.
So each team has scored. We're just underway in the second quarter of a rapidly moving football game right now.
Okay, they're unbalanced to the left.
Lions run it that way with Gill. He's got a big hole. Bobby breaks free, picking up good yardage to the 40. And we've got flag? No,
There
first
was
down.
A late flag.
Late
I thought I
flag.
saw a late flag come in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. It is on the ground. The lighting here is very deceptive. It's very dark.
Personal
Personal
foul
foul to the
to
head.
the head. Hit on the head against Andover. So Bobby's 15-yard pickup is going to 20-yard pickup.
Going to get another 10 anyway.
15. I was right in the first place. We're going to get a few more.
Helmet to helmet contact.
That's
Oh,
going to be 15.
So,
So
This time, Bobby Gill stopped by Tommy White. Bobby Gill again. And this will set up 1st and goal for the Lions. And on Andover.
all right, what do we got? First down. We got first and 9. First and 9.
First and goal here for Chelmsford. That is Bobby Gill in for the touchdown from 9 yards out. 24, Bobby Gill. Chelmsford seemingly going for 2 here. Look out, here's Buddy Farnham. Buddy Farnham, number 46. And they will catch him. We understand that it's a 2-point conversion for Andover. I may be wrong on that.
To try to pick it up, but the ball.
That was Buddy Farnham returning their 2-point conversion attempt for 2 points for Andover. Score is correct. Peter Lynch kicking off. And Chelmsford has recovered. Chelmsford has recovered. Goes to the 10 Lions.
All right, Bruce Baum, Howie Nealon, Run Brim, and the Lions have just recovered an onside kick on the 34-yard line of Andover. And they give it once again to Gill, and he runs into a pile, comes out of the pile, and picks up about 7. Down to the 26-yard line. Bobby is knocking on the door now of 100 yards, and we still have about 8.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Pickup of 8 for Bobby. 2nd and 2 for the Lions. Lions have moved the football on the ground. They've attempted one pass. It was incomplete. And I guess if it ain't broke,
Right.
don't try to fix it.
Try to fix it.
Offset backs. De Silva comes in motion. Gill gets the toss. Gets nothing. Fights for yardage. Gets room. Fights ahead.
First down.
First down. Bobby turned nothing into something.
And he was upset because he saw he could break it if he didn't get tripped up right there. Here's a replay surge. He's going to be in motion. He's going to block on the corner for Bobby. Penetration by Andover. Bobby cuts back, finds a crease, and had he just broken that tackle, you could see it slap the ground on the 20. He felt like he could get all the way if he'd just not get tripped up there.
So the Lions have it 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Just under 8 minutes to play in the second quarter. They have a Stack guy backfield. Smart into Silver ahead of Gill. Breaks ahead again. Picks up about 2 on the play.
And I think Athletic Director Jack Fletcher called down Andover, Bruce, and had to put numbers on the sidelines for you. Here's a replay that's off tackle left, the front 7. Smart and Surge leading through. Andover does a nice job defending it. Only picked up 2 yards.
And I think you're right about those numbers. I think Jack is probably tired of us miscalling, maybe mostly me miscalling the yard lines. 2nd and 8, the 18-yard line. Rollout, Baraldi looking downfield, keeps it himself. Thrown for a loss, back to the 22-yard line. Number 31, Jake Stamus.
Yep. Here's the replay. Mike rolling out, got the ball in the throwing position, but he's got White and Stamus right there to bring him down. And it was not a receiver open. Andover had pretty good coverage.
I think their defensive strength, Andover, is how he is their backfield secondary, right?
Yep.
I think that's their strength. Here we have a 3rd and 11 for the Lions. Baraldi straight back, sets up, fires over the middle. It's high, but it's pulled in by De Silva.
No,
that's Cooper.
Jim
That's
Cooper
Cooper.
gets the first down to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that's the first down.
And nice job there.
That's the 5th catch of the year for Mr. Cooper, and he's on his average of 11, so he picked up just about his season average.
Yeah, that was a nice delay there. Nice tight end delay.
Had to go up and get that one,
Yes,
too.
he
It
did.
wasn't
Yep,
right
Mike
on
had
the numbers.
Mike had to loft it over a couple of
Yep.
good-sized Andover defensive linemen.
So Baraldi on target with that one. The Lions now have it 1st and goal. Gill straight ahead. He's inside the 5,
Bobby
spinning.
Gill.
He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobby Gill. The Lions now have an 18-9 lead with 6:02 left to play in the 2nd quarter.
All right, here's the replay. It's a crunch 6. Bobby breaks the tackle there. Gets into the end zone, standing up. Smart and Surge leading the way.
Nice job by the offensive line.
Tim Cooper.
Out of the hold of Andy Everly, Chris O'Neill will attempt to add the left-footed extra point out of the snap of David Welch. David delivers it a little high, and the ball it's no good. Chris is in a little bit of a kicking slump right now, but I'm sure he'll snap out of it. 6:02 to play. The Lions come back up the field ahead 18-9. Down to put the Lions on top by a score of 18-9. Strange score, but
yes,
that's what it is. 18-9 in favor of the Lions. Lynch kicks it again to the side, and it's caught this time by number 12 for Andover,
Tanner.
Mike Tanner.
Yep.
At the 32-yard line.
That's nice.
I think the Lions are just doing everything they can to keep it out of the hands of Buddy Farnham.
I think so.
And that's not a bad
not a bad
move.
thing. Not a bad thing. I think they want Andover to earn the yardage, not break it in one play.
Right.
Farnham is certainly
Right.
capable of doing that. Okay,
Oh.
you get Farnham at the top of the screen. Andy Everly covering one-on-one.
I think they might like that matchup, but it's a running play, and not much there at all.
No.
Bolado, the ball carrier, and he's stormed under by a host of Lions there.
I saw Dan Mahoney in there first.
Yeah.
Spencer Rojas.
Spencer Rojas. Yep.
It's a replay. You watch 93. Dan makes the first contact right there. And then he's assisted by Spencer.
So there is a gain of a yard on that play. It makes it 2nd and 9 from the 35-yard line.
There's a bunch formation, the diamond formation out on the top of the screen again.
And they bring Farnham over here by himself on this side of the football field. They got a lot of players out there that time. It's caught by Farnham. You could just sort of see that they were going to do that. And they're going to take a look at how many players out on the football field. The coaches are screaming that there were 12 out there.
Yeah, they had the White dropped back and just had one-on-one coverage. Mark Navaco over here one-on-one on Buddy Farnham, and that's where they were going.
So a nice pickup for Andover on that pass completion to the 35-yard line of Chelmsford. And coming straight ahead is running hard again and driven out of bounds. Bellardo, the ball carrier.
The Lions had him stopped for no gain.
Right.
He was able to keep going and get to the outside, picked up 4 yards.
So that's going to take the ball to the 31-yard lines, and it's going to make it 2nd and 6. 4 minutes and 39 seconds. Clock is running.
The Lion defenders need to wrap up the ball carrier,
Yep.
not just be grabbing. Got to wrap them up.
This has been an offensive show so far for both teams in our football game. Lions with 3 touchdowns on a 20-second timeout. I'm sorry for Andover. White calling it.
All right, they
Didn't like something.
no, I think they may have been going to Farnham that time, but they hit double coverage, and I think he called it. All right, we'll be back after this break with the Lions ahead, 18-9 with 4:21 left.
All right, Andover to the line of scrimmage now. They have their offensive situation squared away. White calling signals. Binding comes in motion. Long count. He looks out to the sideline, and it's almost picked off, and it is. Everly read that one, stepped up, and he may take this one to the house. To the 20, to the 10, and Everly for the touchdown. Great defensive play there. Wow, just when you were looking at Andover taking it back, Everly steps in and pulls it away from the offensive player. Takes that ball 70 yards.
You're going to see it's thrown right into Andy's hands. Andy stepped right in front of Farnham, the intended receiver, and just had nothing but green grass between he and the end zone. Excellent job by Andy Everly. Andy's job tonight is to be with Farnham no matter where he goes, and that's to be expected. Andy did a nice job there. Well done.
The Lions have their 24th point, and they're going to take a quick timeout here. They're deciding once again whether the 2-point or 1-point option is the way they want to go. They're going to go for 2. That was one of the best defensive plays of the year there,
Yes.
Andy. I think the Lions knew that play. Take a look at Andy's stats.
Andy right here, it's 34 tackles, 34 assisted tackles, no sacks, 3 interceptions. Is one of them tonight for a return for a touchdown. Last week he had the game-turning punt return for a touchdown that helped us to victory over Tewksbury. Andy's really come on the last couple of weeks.
Here come the Lions going for 2 points now, leading 24-7 with 4 minutes, 7 seconds to play in the second quarter. It's a handoff to Gill straight ahead, and he's in for 2 points. So Bobby adds his 14th point of the night, and the Lions now have 26 on the board, 26-9 here in the second quarter. An explosion by the Lions.
Right, excellent job, nice job by the defense, and that's something that hasn't been happening this season, is having defensive turnovers.
Right, right.
But having those definitely helps. And we'll be back after this break.
Okay, Bruce Byman, Howie Neal, Rhonda Berman from Lovely Field in Andover, Massachusetts. It is a lovely night for football. It's November. It should be cool and not much wind, Howie.
No, it's a perfect November night to play. There's no question about that. It's not wet.
Oh, that's right.
You know, it's very comfortable. It's cold, but to be expected this time of year.
Peter Lynch coming down the same area once again, and it's caught and dropped on the 35. Peter has that spot. Just Tanner again. He's playing catch with him almost.
Chris O'Neill and Mike Tanner are going to know each other very well by the end of the night here.
Okay, Andover will go 1st and 10 with 4 minutes, 4 seconds to play. Quarter number 2, 35-yard line. Bobby Gill has added now touchdowns and extra point. He has amassed 110 points in scoring for the season. Yeah. His rushing statistics very high in this football game. Lions on defense. Andover strong to the right. And White rolls it to the right. He's looking down the field. He's going to keep it himself this time, and he's knocked out of bounds. Andover bench.
Chris O'Neill.
The did get across the 40-yard line. Nice pickup by White on the play.
O'Neill and Brendan Fowley, nice job. I don't think the Lions would mind having White roll out with the ball all night at this juncture. Chris O'Neill and Brendan Fowley force him out of bounds after a gain of about 7.
It's a second down and about 4 now for Andover. Lions are just getting some of their players off the field. Zerbanopoulos, the last to leave. Andover runs it straight ahead, and they pick up the first down. On the tackle, number 79, Spencer Brujas again. Finding Andover captain takes it up to the 46-yard line. We've got an excellent scoreboard operator here, Howie, helping us with the yard lines tonight. So if he goofs up, we'll blame it on him, all right?
Sure.
Handoff straight ahead. And Lions, a lot of tacklers right there at the 50.
One of the initial tacklers, Joe Nazaro, number 3, getting some defensive work in there.
Greg Kinney there, too.
Greg Kinney.
Yep. Call his name. Defensive signal caller for the Lions. It's a pickup of only 2 on the play. 2nd and 8. Clock is moving. We're under 3 minutes to play now in the second quarter.
Navaco, Doyle, Nazaro, and Brian Sayers are in on.
Nice
Chris
to see
O'Neill
Brian back in the football game. White, quick drop, fires it out, and falling down. Well covered on O'Neill out there.
That's Andy
Everly out there as well.
On Farnham, yeah.
Yep.
When Farnham's out there, they're kind of double covered.
Yes, they are.
Andy Everly's right up on him in a press position, and then O'Neill is covering him on top.
He did slip, but Andy Everly was right there to make the play. And Andover has taken a timeout with 2:28 to play in the second quarter.
They got 3rd and 9, and they're going to talk over what they want to do here.
It's an important play for the Warriors, I think.
Yep.
They are down in this football game now by 17, and they certainly would like to put some points on the board before halftime.
Sure. They need 3 scores, so they have to perhaps get 1 before they go in at half.
I want to thank the people from Andover for hosting us tonight. Made us feel welcome here in Andover, as always, and it's a pleasure to work with them. Andover is one of the top schools in the Merrimack Valley Conference. Great swim team, track teams.
Yes.
They do extremely
fall.
well.
Very
Volleyball
well
still playing in the tournament.
Right.
So they do a nice job over here.
We wish them luck. North final against
Lawrence. Yes.
Yep.
And certainly not to be left out, the Andover basketball has always been one of the top teams in the conference. Getting some assistance here. White tosses it out, and Everly almost picked that off again. That might have been a free ball. They said, whoa, that was close to a lateral.
That was close, yeah. Very close.
4th down now. Everly was within a whisker of taking that one back as well.
If that had been a lower throw, Andy would have had it. He had to go leave his feet and get it with one hand, but a lower throw would have definitely given Andy another score.
4th and 9 from the 48-yard line, and back
deep. Kyle Perrin single and Everly.
Everly coming back. Farnham the punter.
Farnham, an excellent leg.
Low snap. He bobbles it. He gets it off. Thought he was going to run it there for a moment. Perrin picks it up and brought down immediately.
A late hit. Should be a flag.
Wow, that was a helmet-to-helmet late. But we're not going to get one.
No, he's not going to call it, but that definitely should have been a flag. You'll see it here if we go that far. Farnham fumbled the snap, so it was a low snap he had to hit. Now
that first
Kyle's
one was
down,
legal.
And that's a late hit.
Maybe blocked into him, though, too, by one of the Chelmsford players. But nevertheless, the Lions have the football on the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the scoreboard clock. Once again, Gill gets the toss, and he's met in the backfield. Nice defensive play coming through. Vining, he seems to be shadowing Gill as well tonight.
Yes, yeah, he's a linebacker. He's
Loss for Bobby on that play of about 3. So if about 4, we'll call it 2nd and 14.
The timeout called by the Lions? Or is that the 2-minute?
2-minute.
Oh, it's a
2-minute warning. Lions now, I wouldn't be surprised to see coming out of that toss, maybe a little bit of some pass action there possibly.
Well, I think Coach Rich here is
Probably pretty happy with the way the scoreboard is at the
this
moment.
part of the field. He can jump around midfield. You might see the pass with Bobby throwing, but right in here, I think
there's Bruce Rich. There's Lenny Rapone, our pregame guest. You can see him hard at work with the pencil. Lenny appropriately dressed tonight as well. He definitely has the Weather Channel at home now.
He said to me pregame that he says, I got the pants on tonight.
All right, in the eye with De Silva the up back and Gill the tailback. It's Gill, straight ahead, has a hole, fights for some yardage, picks up about 5 on the play.
Yeah.
What they lost and maybe a yard more.
So we've got 3rd and 10.
We're going to have to work on once again, our contract, Howie, because the statistician is sitting down and we're standing all the time.
Right.
It's
has the heater.
Yeah, has the heater. Yeah, I guess we're considered we have to be the tough members of the crew.
I guess.
125 and counting to play in the first half of football. We will not be able to bring you tonight's halftime show with the Chelmsford High School Band. They're going to be performing across the field from us, and we have a delay here possibly, or a legal substitution. Delay. Okay. So we won't be able to bring you the excellent Chelmsford High School Marching Band halftime show, but I know that you have seen it in previous weeks, and they do a great job. Cheerleaders, marching band. Flag bearers, right.
Flag group.
I know that's not the right term.
Flag team.
Okay, flag team. Chelmsford is hit with a 5-yard delay of game penalty, 1 minute 6 seconds to play. They are 3rd and 16, and I think the Lions will probably be fairly conservative here. Baraldi comes into the Lions huddle along with Terrell.
And Blaisdell.
And I meant Blaisdell. I think I said they have 2 to the left, wideouts. Mike rolls that way.
He's got the time.
He's going to maybe keep it, fires it. He's got Terrell.
And he's
just short.
He's, well, I think he has the first down.
Yeah, from here, we're looking straight across at it. And I think he's got it. There's a timeout to check it out.
If he doesn't, you can expect the quarterback sneak.
Yes, you
Brendan
can.
Gill swapping with. All right, here's Kevin Terrell's 17 catches for 191 yards, 1 touchdown this season. Having an excellent second half of the season.
Yes, he is. He's really come on in the last 3 or 4 football games. He's had some real breakout games, 7 catches alone in the St. John's prep game. Kevin, unfortunately, is a senior. Going to miss him as he's developed into an excellent wide receiver.
All right, they're just short about the length of a football.
So it's going to be 4th down, and no doubt with 57 seconds to play, the Lions are going to go for this first down here. And I think the clock is probably going to start immediately. I think the official marked Terrell in bounds over there.
Okay.
The Lions don't need to score here, but I think they would like to run the clock out.
I think they definitely want to hold on to the ball until the end of the half.
This has been an excellent half for the Lions. They have...
now we have a timeout called by Andover.
They're going to try to make the Lions use that clock. And that's their 5th timeout, according to Rana, so that's their last timeout of the half. And we'll take our quick timeout, and we'll be right back. Chelmsford huddle there. That's Elijah Mbakis, one of the Chelmsford freshman coaches, with his back to us. former Chelmsford High School football player.
And congratulations to the Chelmsford freshman team on their victory this morning over Andover in the latter part of the game, the last minute and a half.
They're having a good season.
Yeah, they have. Coach Marshall and Gian Barkers have done a nice job.
And Keith Stone in there as well.
Right.
Keith would never forgive me. He
We
wouldn't
don't
give me any shots in golf if I didn't mention his name. Beraldi, long count, trying to draw them offside and didn't do that. So we've got a chess match going on out here right now. This last 5 minutes, the clock has not moved.
No.
Much to the chagrin of some of the colder fans out here. So the Lions have taken a full timeout. They've come to the sideline.
I think the Lions have done that so often this season. Come up on fourth down and try to draw them off. That they ought to come up and go on a quick count.
Sure.
And, because the defense is going to sit back and say, oh, they're going to try to draw us off, so we got to relax. And then
they'd probably catch us.
That's right.
Absolutely. The Lions are trying to win tonight, which would set up a Merrimack Valley Conference Championship battle on Thanksgiving morning in Billerica. The Lions are presently 5-1 in the MVC. Billerica is 6-0. They're playing Haverhill in their game tonight.
Now my question here is, should we win out?
Yep.
And we're tied with Billerica.
Right.
Do we both qualify for the playoffs?
No, we don't. It would go head-to-head competition. So the Lions would be, the winner of that game would go to the playoffs.
Okay.
Exactly. That Thanksgiving game doesn't need any build-up anyway, but with a title on the line, playoffs on the line, it'll be a big football game.
Yeah.
All right, we may run a play here now. The Lions might take a quick count.
No,
long count. Gonna do it again? We're gonna do it again. My goodness, you got 5 timeouts? Use 5 timeouts. And runner, do they have any left? They have one. They can do it one more time.
They can do it one more time.
All right. Now this is the time they come and go on the quick count.
Now they got to go in the quick count. That's right.
Lions come to the sideline. Andover goes to the sideline.
In fact, they don't even go in a count. It's a silent count. You know, as soon as Beraldi gets up there, and the center feels the pressure of his hands.
Yep.
They
take
snap.
off.
You know, and get the first down.
There's the back of Kevin Branco. Now we're getting a little better look at the handsome defensive backfield coach who's got his hands full tonight trying to stop Buddy Farman. Tom Souza, the head defensive coach. There is Kevin. He's going to look at our camera now. Kevin ordinarily wears that hat the other way, but with the headset.
Right, he puts it on backwards. Makes it a little easier. All right,
Kevin,
the Lions have 1 timeout left.
So we come with the same formation.
Beraldi.
Finally goes straight ahead. And this is close.
Well, he's up to the yard stripe. He's got it.
Where is he? He's first down. Yes, definitely first down.
And they did go on a quick count.
Yep, quicker than we thought.
2 timeouts later.
The clock will start now at 51 seconds. It's running.
Now, is he going to take a knee? No.
I don't think so. The Lions
stack.
are going to run a play with Gill. And he's going to pick up a yard, and he's going to be brought down at the 41.
Right, by number 44, Dan Vining. Vining is having an outstanding half.
Yes, he is.
And he is just mirroring Bobby wherever Bobby goes. That's where Vining is.
Vining has been in on a number of tackles, and Bobby, of course, having the football, he's tackled Bobby a lot of times. Chelmsford takes its last time out, and it's a full timeout. Now, with 34 seconds to play, will the Lions finally put it up? We'll see. They have scored 26 points on 4 touchdowns, and we'll take a quick break and be right back.
With this look.
All right, welcome back, everyone. The Lions will have only 34 seconds to play. We have Terrell split wide to the right. Brady is in the slot. Beraldi has Gill to his left and De Silva right behind him. It's a fire 2 Terrell, he gets good position, catches the ball. The
First
clock will
down.
stop. First down.
All right, they are lining it. They're going to move the chains, and the clock will start. As soon as the
27 seconds to
chains are
play.
ready. The Lions are lining up on the ball. No huddle.
They're on the 38-yard line. And the clock now starts. They're going to do the same thing. Baraldi throws it inside, and it's incomplete. Looking for the sideline this time. Looking for Terrell again out there on the sideline. 2nd and 10, 19 seconds to play. Lions are in striking range now, but they have no timeouts left. 38 yards away from the end zone.
Time for 3 plays.
Yep.
Or at least 2. And depending on whether they're long pass plays or not.
Brady and Terrell, this time they swap spots. Terrell is in the slot, Brady's outside, Gill is outside. On the right, left rather. Mike steps up, throws underneath to Gill, and he gets out of bounds. That's a first down, I believe.
Yep.
So he's inside now the 30-yard line. 12 seconds to play. This has been the one of the most chaotic drives of the season, but they're down on the 27-yard line. Maybe a shot to the end zone here now. They've got chance for 2 if they get out of bounds.
Well,
they're going to throw 3 guys to the left side of the field.
All right, look for. I'm looking for Tim Cooper over the middle.
Baraldi looks that way, fires that way, has a man, and it's picked off
By
out there
Farnham.
by Farnham. He read that well, and he fumbles it, and they called him down. The Lions.
Kevin Terrell picked it up.
Wow, Terrell almost had a touchdown, but they called him down. We have a second to play.
All right, here's the replay. Might get good protection. Got plenty on the ball, but Farnham stepped right in front. You can see the ball was hung up in a little bit in the air for the intended receiver, who I think was Sean Brady.
Gill made the tackle, and let's see if his knee comes down. And yes, he did hit his arms down. I don't know about the knee, but certainly very close. Andover has a second, actually 1 8/10 seconds.
All right, Jeff Doyle dropping back deep. I'm sure Andy Everly will be right on Farnham, wherever he lines up, because they'll probably throw some kind of fade to Farnham over here. Farnham's coming out to this.
Okay, the Lions now make the adjustments. In the shotgun is White. Going to take the direct snap. He does. He steps up. He rolls to his right. Going to run and throw it. And it's incomplete. That will end the first half. With the score, the Lions 26 and Andover 9. Howie, a really well played first half by the Lions.
Yes, it was. A lot of good things by the Lions there. Interception by Andy Everly for a touchdown. The running of Bobby Gill, the offensive line blocking. They seem to be really containing Andover's running game on defense. I'd like to see them sharpen up their tackling a little bit more. But outside of that, I think it was a real sharp first half.
Yeah, for the first time in a long time, a lot of game balls to give out so far in this half.
Right.
Bruce Beim, Howie Neal, and Ronna Berman, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with second half action very shortly. The Lions are going to be kicking off to start the second half. The Lions are on top after playing Howie a very, very fine first half of football, leading 26-9.
They had a very good first half, Bruce. They ran the ball very well on offense. As you can see, Bobby Gill, 22 attempts, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bobby Gill had 1 pass reception. Kevin Terrell had 2. Mike Baraldi's 4 completions, 7 attempps, 63 yards. He had 1 interception. He tried to force one in there against on the extra point. And
that was right at the end.
Buddy Farnham.
One at the end of the first half, too.
And then the one at the right.
So the Lions are enjoying, I'm sure, a very fine halftime lead. They're up by 17 now, and they've played one of their finest halves of football to date on this particular season.
Yeah, it was a good total half, both offense and defense. They really put it together nicely.
I'm sure Coach Ken Maglio of Andover has talked to his team, and they're certainly not out of the football game when they have some weapons like Farnham back there. And talking to the Andover PA announcer at halftime, and noticed he informed me that their sophomore starting quarterback, Mike Pierce, injured last week in their football game and not able to play tonight. So that's why we're seeing White as the quarterback.
I see. All right. All right. Well, White has done a nice job. Vining has run very well for Andover.
Yep.
Farnham is a threat as the pass receiver. Has already had one touchdown.
Lynch to kick it off. And this time he hits it to the left side of the field, White side. White chases it and takes it out of bounds.
At the 15-yard line.
Wow, that's
15 to 16-yard line.
16-yard line, yeah.
Couldn't ask for anything better.
Little cross up that time. Instead of coming to the right, he hit one a little deeper and hit it to the left.
Yeah, yeah.
So on the 16-yard line, it's going to be Andover, 1st and 10, their first possession of the second half. Bruce Byam, Howie Neal, Runner Berman from Andover, Massachusetts.
Well, we'll see. We've got the secondary. We have Everly, O'Neill, Navaco, Doyle, Kinney and Sparks as linebackers, Foley and Mahoney at the ends, Bajos and Brown at tackles, Zerbanopoulos at nose guard.
White call signals.
Reverse.
And this is Farnham coming this way, right at you. And he cuts back to the outside, makes a move, and picks up good yardage. Just when you think you have him, you don't. And he's driven out of bounds, close to a first down to the 24-yard line, 25-yard line. 2nd and 1.
Here's the replay. Farnham's lined up in the slot. See him coming right back behind the right-hand side of the screen there. We almost had him for a loss. He slipped to the outside. Looked like, I think there was a hold there on Matt Navaco. He couldn't seem to get away to get at Farnham.
2nd and 1 from the 25-yard line.
Right there.
White has sort of a free down here. Hands it off, though, trying to get outside and not doing. Number 26, the ball carrier, Jeff Bellardo.
Oh.
And Bellardo loses yardage.
Pardon me, it was Greg Sparks on a blitz.
Sparks came through to make a nice defensive stop. Loss of 5 takes the ball back to the 20-yard line. It's 3rd now and 6 for the Golden Warriors. That's a play where if you're going to run wide on 2nd and short, you really have to turn it up quickly.
Right.
Or you're faced with a problem, and Sparks guessed right.
Pass.
White straight back, steps up, looks for the first down, and is going to go backwards now, and he's not going to pick it up. And he is brought down.
Fact, it looks like no gain.
Wow, covered a lot of room, but nothing doing and no gain at all.
Gained a little bit, I guess. But,
maybe a couple.
He had a lot more gain, and then he turned and went back. I can't figure that out. And the Andover coaches in the same booth here, and they were quite upset that he cut back.
At one time, he was very close to the first down.
Sure. And then, now you see him running toward the camera, and then
he goes backwards.
Retreats. And that's where he gets stopped right there by Brendan Foley and Everly and Zerbanopoulos.
Farnham to kick it. Nice kick by Farnham.
Very returnable.
Everly with the football, starts up the middle, gets a block, still on his feet, and gets into Andover territory, deep in Andover territory to the 35-yard line, and we'll be right back after this break. Bobby Gill has just taken the first down handoff and gone ahead for 5 yards, 5-6 yards here. And I just remarked to my partner, Howie Neal, that Bobby seems to be seeing the field very nice tonight.
He is. He's doing a nice job running, and I think you have to give some credit to the offensive line there.
Absolutely.
Creating some running lanes for Bobby to see.
That was the replay that you just saw. It's 2nd and about 4 now. Mike Beraldi rolls it out, has a man. It's Terrell with the reception. He stays in bounds, cuts into the 15, stays on his feet. And he fights and he gets out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
Nice job by Kevin Terrell there to keep in bounds on the catch. He was very close to the sideline on his reception from Mike Beraldi. And Kevin picked up another maybe 10 yards. I'll have to take a look here and see. This Kevin kept it in bounds right there near the sideline. Avoided a tackle there. Had a little spin. Little assist from Bobby Gill. And finally driven out of bounds. Here's Kevin's stats so far: 19 catches, 227 yards, 1 touchdown on the year. Having a fine second half of the season, as I commented in the first half.
It's 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. The Lions trying to score on their first possession. And it's a quick toss inside to Brady. He takes it inside to the 5-yard line.
Nice little jailbreak screen there.
And we've got a late flag here. So I think they went after Beraldi.
Had a roughing the passer.
Yeah.
Or a personal foul.
Personal foul, I think, is going to go against Andover.
Yeah, number 33 for Andover. A little frustration coming out, maybe.
Personal foul against Andover.
Yeah. We're going to call that a forward pass. It was very close, but that was a forward pass. So we're going to have a
half the distance.
Walk off half the distance here. Mike had clearly released the football and was being chased. It is a personal foul. It's going to be 1st and goal. It's going to take that ball down to about the 2.5-yard line, possibly. Let's see.
It's inside the 5
yeah,
right
it's
now.
inside the 5. Have they walked off the penalty? I guess they have.
I guess
all right, from the 4. The Lions split 3, send 3 receivers to the left side. De Silva, the lone back. De Silva with the football, bangs ahead, stays on his feet, fights and gets in. Surge's first touchdown of the season, Serge De Silva.
All right.
And the Lions break it open now with a 32-9 lead. Very efficient offensive drive there.
Yes, that was. Yeah, they mixed the run and the pass very well. Tyrell, Bobby Gill, Sean Brady, and then the final run by Serge De Silva for the touchdown.
Let's get a point now for Chris O'Neill. Let's let him get this one through the uprights. The Lions have operated a lot from it with a short field tonight and taken real advantage of it.
Yes, they have. They have. Let's see. Chris is, as you said, has been in a little slump, but I think
we're going to get him out of it right here.
Get him out right here, second half. Good snap, good hold, good kick. Snap's good.
There was movement and whistle.
When it's going bad, it's going bad.
Yep. Now we may have to kick it from 5 yards further back.
Further back, or?
Let's take a look at the official. Referee not mic'd tonight.
False start on the offense.
False start on the offense.
5 yards is nothing.
Nothing for Chris. In fact, this may be the confidence builder that he really needs. So he's going to kick this one now from the 15-yard line.
I had the pleasure of meeting Mrs. O'Neill at the local ice cream establishment the other night. I hope she brought home the ice cream for Chris.
What were you doing up there?
I was just surveying the area.
I got you. High snap. Ball is up. And it is wide to the left. So the Lions still have a 32-9 lead in our football game with 7 minutes and 41 seconds to play in the third quarter. We'll be right back. All right, Peter Lynch has just kicked it off, and a fair catch on the kickoff by number 12, Mike Tanner. Here's the replay.
Here's the replay of the kick, and Mike Tanner waves his hand for a fair catch. And
once again, Peter Lynch and Mike Tanner playing catch out there.
And Chris O'Neill down there to make sure that...
Yep. Chris has covered the kicks extremely well. Recovered one tonight. On the 30-yard line, Andover High School, 1st and 10. White, the signal caller, and Bilardo is just hammered in the backfield. The Lions seem like...
excellent penetration there. I think, was it Justin on the bottom?
Zerbanopoulos. Yeah, he's right there. He is so quick off the ball. Loss of a couple on the play. Makes it 2nd and 12.
Oh, yeah, Justin was in there. He shed the block of the center and was in the backfield and almost got there in time for the handoff.
Andover sends 4 receivers to the left side in the diamond formation, 1 to the right. White straight back, and he's caught and brought down.
Zerbanopoulos?
Zerbanopoulos again.
No, not that time.
That's
it was
Zerbanopoulos,
Justin.
yeah. He's the only single digit out there in the line.
Exactly.
They either know the play, the snap count, or both, because they're right there each time. Second and
Doing a nice
19
job.
now for the third and 19 for Andover.
6:31 and counting here in the third quarter. The Lions ahead 32-9, as you can see on your screen.
And here comes a late Andover player into the onto the field. White drops straight back.
Screen.
Looks for the screen.
Vining.
Vining with the catch. Comes up the middle of the field, and he's brought down. Yeah, well short of the first down.
Just about looks about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
Fourth down for the Golden Warriors.
Nice tackle, number 17 of the Lions. Jeff Doyle in on that stop.
See Vining out there. Forced back to the inside by Brian Sayers.
Here comes
Bobby
Doyle.
Brown. Bobby Brown had a leg on there.
Yep.
Jeff Doyle.
Everly and Perrin standing on their own 45-yard line. And it's a low kick. This is Perrin, comes over his head, bounces at the 30, picks it up, gains his feet, skips a couple tackles, and he brings it back to the 45. Nice job by Kyle Perrin. Wow. We'll be right back after this break. First and 10 from the 45-yard line, following a nice 15-yard return of a punt by Kyle Perrin.
That was a nice job by Kyle to pick up the 15 yards, give the Lions excellent field position, just shy of the 50 on the 45, on their own 45.
Brady brings the Lions to the line of scrimmage. Hand off to Perrin, trying to get outside to the left, and he does picks up about 4 or 5 on the play. Nice job.
Nice
Perrin
job by
showing
Kyle
some nice speed.
On the reverse. Here's the replay. I mean, Kyle set up in the slot. Inside handoff from Mike Baraldi. Kyle squares his shoulders and gets upfield to just almost 5 yards.
Let's call it second and a long 6. They did move the ball back a little bit, so the ball is just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Clock is running, 4 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Lions bring 3 receivers to the right side of the field.
Ryan Gill in motion.
It's a toss to
Bobby Gill.
And nice play by Vining. Is that Vining or is that, no, that is not
White.
Vining. I'm sorry,
White?
that's White.
Yeah.
4, not 44. Loss on the play of about 5 yards. It's going to make it third and 10 from the 45-yard line. Nice read by Tommy White, a senior quarterback on that play. One of the captains of Andover High School. Baraldi is straight back, being flushed out of the pocket, rolls to his right, going to keep the football, cuts up through the block of Cooper, and we're going to get a hold, I think, on that block. And a late hit, possibly.
Late hit and another flag.
And another flag, right. So we're going to wait. They got a lot of flags down here now.
Let's let them sort this out.
Nice decision by Mike Baraldi not to panic and throw the thing away.
Right.
Here's the referee. He's going to tell us holding against the Lions. And both against the Lions. So sportsmanlike and holding against the Lions. So I heard Coach Bruce Rich just yell punt team right there. Andover will probably decline it.
They might take it and have him play, depending on the depth.
Yeah, I think I would take it.
All right, here's a replay here. Mike's going to roll out toward the bottom of the screen. Gets flushed out of his pocket. And starts downfield. There was a hold right there, and then we had a late hit come in by someone on the Lions.
Nice block by Brendan Gill there on the initial to free up. You can see.
I think both fouls are on the same player.
Tim Cooper got them both.
Poor Tim.
The officials are still talking about where they're going to put this ball.
Evidently, Andover's going to take it.
Yep.
Otherwise, force the Lions to play a third down over and try to get better field position. If they don't,
It's a spot foul, and they walk off 15 yards. Going to take the Lions back to the 36-yard line. And it's third down, but they're going to punt it anyway?
Well, I see Billy Blaisdell in there.
Yeah, they're going to punt it on third down.
They're marking it's fourth down. They lost it down.
They lost it down too. Fourth down.
Because it was a dead ball.
Yep. Good snap. And a nice kick by Blaisdell. And good tackle on Farnham down there. Let's get the tackler number. That's Everly, I believe. Yep, Everly on the tackle.
Nice job by Andy.
Good punt coverage.
Yeah. Punt was from the 36.
Yep.
Rona, is that correct?
So it's a punt of about 32 yards. First and 10, Andover. 32-9, the Lions lead it with 3:31 to play in the third quarter. A lot of Chelmsford people have journeyed down from Andover. Compliments to the band for their fine halftime performance. White steps up.
Flushed
out of the pocket, gets some running room.
Finally brought down by Chris O'Neill, I believe.
Nice pickup there.
Yeah, almost picked up 8. All right, here's a replay here. White dropped back to pass. Everyone was covered. Good coverage downfield. Broke out of the pocket. Picked up 8 yards. Tackled by Chris O'Neill.
Second and 2 from the 41-yard line. It's a toss and good hole out to the outside. And first down yardage for Andover, staying in bounds.
Jeff Bellato, nice carry.
Doyle out there with one of the tacklers for the Lions. And it's going to be a first down for the Lions.
All right, here's a replay of the sweep. Bellato initially hit by
Chris O'Neill, the first one. Right.
And then assisted
Jeff Doyle, one of them.
Jeff Doyle, I think, yes.
First and 10, Andover, 47-yard line. And we got a flag on the play. White rolling out to his right. This is keep all the way. Cuts back on O'Neill and tucks it away. We had a flag at the line of scrimmage, so let's wait and see what this one is. It's an offside one way or another. Motion. Illegal shift on Andover. So that's going to bring the ball back, be first and 15. Andover, Zerbanopoulos comes back into the football game. Kenny's coming out. Greg Sparks coming back in. So a 5-yard walk-off against Andover takes the ball to the 43-yard line.
Coach Souza expecting their pass situation here, putting in his 5 nickel package, 5 defensive backs.
The clock is moving, and we're coming down to 2 minutes to play in the third quarter.
You might even say it's a dime package. They got 6 defensive backs in there.
Well, yep. This is the more expensive one, right?
This is the more expensive one.
White, straight back, steps up, has plenty of time, looks over the field. It's a deep one.
Drifting.
And it's
caught.
What a catch. That's a terrific catch by Farnham at the 20-yard line. Just a superb catch. He caught his 150th high school career catch earlier in the game.
All right, Farnham's coming from the top of your screen across the middle. White threw it in the hole there in the open zone. I thought some Lions were going to pick that off. There were a lot of Lions around the ball, but
boy, he had 5 white
shirts
did a nice job around him, and he picked it off.
Very smooth receiver. An excellent job.
Took a good hit, kept the football, First and 10 at the 20-yard line for Andover.
Sweep.
It is. It's a sweep. Cutting back inside. O'Neal coming up to make the tackle after a gain of about 7 on the play. Gallardo, the ball carrier. I would find a way, Howie, if I were the Andover coaches, to get the ball to Farnham on almost every play.
Well, he's been hurt now off and on. I know he wasn't in on that play after his reception.
Got shaken up a little bit on the catch.
But you're right. He's definitely someone you'd like to get the ball to as often as possible and in as many ways as possible. Similar to what we do with Bobby Gill.
That's right. You could see why he was the player of the year last year in the MVC. Nice cut up by White. Nice run to the 10, to the 6-yard line. And this will probably be the last play of the third quarter.
Yeah.
The Lions scored once, and Andover is knocking on the door.
All right, here's a replay. It's a fake toss. It's bootleg back this way with a guard blocking. Nice block by the Andover guard pulling out. Tommy White cut behind that and picked up the first down to the 7-yard line and driven out of bounds, but not before he got the first down.
And we are going to have another play in this third quarter.
Look for a reverse, maybe.
Straight ahead handoff. Down inside the 5.
He's in.
Close.
I think he's.
No, they're going to mark him at the 1. D'Angelo, the ball carrier, and they said he stopped at the 1.
Yeah.
They have a good surge off the
yes,
ball.
they do. They get off the ball very well.
And that is the end of the third quarter with the Lions on top by a score of 32-9, but Andover on the 1-yard line of Chelmsford. We'll be right back following this break. Back, Bruce Fireman, Howie Neal, Ronna Berman, ever busy with the numbers, and the numbers very favorable for the Lions tonight so far, but Andover putting together a nice drive.
They're putting together a nice drive here to bounce back after the Lions scored the 32nd point. And they've nice catch by Buddy Farnham to set them up down here. Tommy White has done a nice job running from the quarterback position on a couple of plays. And Jeff Bellotto, their tailback, has run well. So they've mixed it up and moved the ball quite successfully against the Lions here. And let's see if the Lions, they're on about the 1-yard line or even the 2-foot line, so it may be difficult to have a goal line stand here on first down. But
quick handoff straight ahead, touchdown, and coming in is Vining for the touchdown. So Andover has now gotten their 16th point and gotten right back into the football game. See what they do now with their kicking unit, or whether they will go for
here's
2.
the replay. It's just a straight ahead handoff to number 44, Dan Vining, in a 30 dive, very similar to what Serge De Silva runs for the Lions, and they got the touchdown.
And
going for 1.
They're going for 1 with Massey, their kicker.
You could probably see them go for 2 the next opportunity if they score. I don't think the Lions would like that in this fourth quarter to have them score.
Low snap. Massey, plenty of leg, and kicks it good.
Yeah.
He is a very fine high school kicker. They have 16 points now on the board, 32-16. It's still a 3-possession game, but we'll be right back after this break.
Yeah.
And
Kyle Perrin?
No, it's Sean Brady.
Sean Brady, that's right.
Sean Brady, a deep for the Lions.
Expecting a short kick from the way they lined up with Massey here. Massey kicked pretty well, but Bobby and Sean are moving up to the 27, 28-yard line.
Yeah, possibility of an onside kick certainly in the minds of the Lions. And he kicks it deep. Bobby goes back to field it and starts up the middle with a good burst up again to the fumble. And there's a wild scramble in that pile for it. Andover has the football. They're all looking at the bottom, but there's an Andover player standing with it. It's got to be Andover's football. They've got it.
Recovered by Joe Latari, number 9, the kickoff team. Bobby has the ball here, and I don't know if we can see where it gets lost. Gee, I think he was down.
Came to the ground with the football,
Yeah.
and then it was taken out of his hands.
Well, that's a break for Andover here, and now they're on the Lions' 35-yard line. So this is
very much back in this football game.
Certainly.
Is Andover on the 35-yard line. They had a nice come-from-behind victory against Methuen a while ago, so they're going to keep playing, that's for sure.
reverse to Farnham.
Farnham's got the football coming left. He's got nice fake to inside and nice tackle on the outside.
Nice job by Mark Navaco.
Navaco.
He shed his blocker and then made the play. Did a nice job there. Kept his leverage to the outside. You'll see him at the top of the screen right there. He's getting blocked by number 3. He's able to shed him and then make the tackle. Nice job.
Just an 2-yard gain, 8 yards for the first down, second and 8.
That was P.J. Farnham doing the blocking, so maybe
Cousin.
Yes. Maybe he's going to be, he'll hear about that later on. Say, hey, Cuz, got to block longer for me. Yeah.
Straight ahead, a handoff, but nothing
Bellato.
doing. Bellato, the ball carrier, and the Lions stood him up. Chris O'Neill.
All right, this is a 3rd and long. Seems to be a Farnham play.
Brennan Farley also there to help out on the stop for the Lions.
Yeah.
3rd and still about 8 yards to go, and this is where you really need to find out where Buddy Farnham is on the football field.
I got to give some credit to Bobby Brown tonight. They haven't been running much in Bobby's area. I think they're respecting his defensive ability, and they've decided to try to run other places.
Ball is on the 33-yard line.
Vining in motion.
Vining comes to the right. White rolls to the right, stops and looks back with an empty field to the side to his left. Should have the first down, and he came back again.
He doesn't have the first down.
No, he doesn't have it.
No.
Boy, he had nothing but green grass out there, and comes up limping a little bit.
Yeah. All right, here's the replay. Vining in motion here. He rolled out to the right. Tommy White did. Everyone's covered. The Lions did a good job. Now he's running sideways, and instead of turning upfield, he turned back. And actually lost yardage and prevented the first down. And now they're 4th down and 3 with and they're going for it. Oh, they really should anyway. It's not in a punting situation. Farnham in motion.
Long count. Comes back this way. First down. Big burst up the middle. And inside the 5. Close to the goal line. Big run. D'Angelo takes the ball down.
All right, here's the replay. Straight handoff. Burst through. No one laid a hand on him until he got into the secondary, and then it was pretty tough to bring him down, and he carried a couple of people into the end zone for the touchdown to make the score 32-22. And I think Andover's going to talk whether they're going for 2 or not, and they are going for 2.
D'Angelo is a 6-foot, 237-pound running back, and he really rumbled into the end zone on that play. So they've taken the turnover by the Lions and converted it into a touchdown.
8:11 left in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, still plenty of time.
Absolutely.
Lining up to go for 2. White rolls it out to the right. Looking for this corner. He's not going to get there.
He's not getting in.
He's denied. So the Lions do a nice job to string that out. Greg Kinney in there to make the stop for the Lions.
Big stop there. 10-point game now. The Lions are ahead 32-22 with 8:11 left in the game, and we'll be back after this break.
All right, Kenny Massey is about to kick it off to the Lions following an Andover touchdown. And this time it's kicked over the head. They zone, and it's covered there by the Lions, so they will start their deepest field position of the night at the 20-yard line.
Yep.
It's funny how things work out, Howie. Andover is averaging 20 points a football game, 21 actually. They've scored 22.
Yep.
They're giving up 25, and the Lions have 32.
Yep.
And it's interesting over the course of a season that the averages are there for a reason.
And one of the 30 or 7 of the 32 points were on the interception by Andy Everly. So, you know, defensively they're right on the number.
Absolutely right. All right, the Lions need to use some of the clock now with 8 minutes to play. And they start it with Gill, and he tries to bounce to the outside, and he picks up maybe not
Got a
much,
flag
but
for
we
a
got a
late hit.
flag.
I think we have a late hit coming in there.
Bobby's having an excellent football game. Let's see what this flag is all about. They're talking to the Lions captains here. And they
flag?
pick it up. Okay, I don't see any call.
Huh.
No flag, 2nd and 9.
All right, here's the replay. Here, Bobby's trying to bounce to the outside, but Andover does a nice job containing. Bobby picked up a little.
Here comes Bobby back to the right side, and they stopped him again.
Yeah,
So
nice.
a very short gain on that play.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3rd down now for the Lions.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 here.
Third down here for the Lions.
Andover's picked up their pace defensively.
All right, here's the attempted play here. It's a crunch 6, but excellent tackle by D'Angelo.
So Andover has tightened up defensively in the second half now. Important 3rd down conversion
All
here
right,
for the Lions.
Kevin Tyrell in the slot. We've gone to him quite a bit tonight. Let's see what's going on here.
Baraldi being chased, and he throws it out of bounds. So the Lions are going to be in a punting situation now. 3 and out. The Lions will be punting from about the 10-yard line here.
Here's the replay. Mike's rolling out. You can see good pressure from the backside. He
just got that pass off.
Just got it off. He was getting chased down pretty well by number 31, Jake Stammis.
And now the Lions are going to be forced to punt it to Farnham, and he's standing on his 50-yard line. The Lions don't have enough people on the field, I don't believe. And they don't. So they're going to take a quick timeout. Kind of sloppy here in the second half, as opposed to the crisp execution in the first half.
Right. They had that cushion, and they thought that the game was over.
Yep, exactly.
Andover was not going to let that happen.
They came back, Andover did, in their last football game, in that football game against Haverhill. They beat Haverhill last week. So they can put some points on the board very quickly. Need a good snap now to Billy Blaisdell, and he gets a nice kick. Farnham at the 50 avoids a tackle. Tries to get outside, still on his feet, and finally he's brought down.
Just about where he caught it.
Where he caught it.
Right.
Greg Kinney, Bob Dioria to make the tackle for the Lions.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back after this break. A 32-22 football game in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes and 44 seconds to play. Andover has the ball just shy of midfield.
Pass.
And they're stepping up as White being hit as he throws over the middle. It's caught by Farnham, and he's going to take it in just short. Touchdown saving tackle by Everly.
Everly, yep.
And Andover is striking back quickly here, putting points up, or close to putting points up.
That's right.
They have scored twice within 2 minutes, and they're knocking on the door again.
All right, here's the replay. The White had a play action, stepped up and threw down the middle, and he threaded the needle and threw it over the Lions defenders into the hands of Farnham, and Andy Everly made a
terrific catch, but terrific defensive play right there by the Lions. Greg Kinney says nothing doing.
Excellent job by Greg Kinney, stopping Vining for no gain.
And the significance of that is to keep the clock going a little bit. The Lions...
the clock hasn't started at all. It says 6:33. It hasn't even been running, and I don't know why. Something wrong with the clock?
Yeah, that clock should have been going.
Not been running.
10, 12 seconds that clock should have been going.
The clock is not going to... He stopped again.
Stopped again. He didn't get in, so it's going to be 3rd and goal.
The clock is way off now. So it's going to be under 6 minutes.
So the Lions are trying to deny on a goal line stand here.
3rd and goal here for Andover.
The ball is on the 1 yard line. Andover trying to put it in now. trying to make this a 3-point game, and they
No.
do put it in.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, they did get it in. So
All right.
Andover has scored their 3rd touchdown of the second half in the 4th quarter, the 3rd touchdown. They have crawled back to within 4.
4. And then
And with Massey on to add the extra point possibly, they may be going for 2 here again, but I doubt it. I think they might kick this one. And they are.
down by 4, you kick.
Yeah, you do. He's an excellent field goal kicker, so they want to get it within field goal range.
Right.
And he's had no problem converting. The Lions have allowed Andover to crawl right back in this, and Andover, to their credit, has taken full advantage.
Right. And then Tommy White to Buddy Farnham.
And once again, it's up and good. So extra points are starting to take a big effect in this football game right now.
Yep.
With the score, 32-29, we'll take a break. School tonight, the Lions are on top by a score of 32-29, but they led at one time in this football game by a score of 32-9 not too long ago.
Now, so there's been 20 unanswered points.
Massey to kick it off, and back a little deeper this time is Gill in the middle of the field. The clock has been adjusted. It's 5:37 to play in the football game. Keep in mind that Massey is an excellent field goal kicker. He kicks this one high and deep. Gill is under it and has it. Starts back up the middle of the field, cuts to the outside, and is brought down at the 29-yard line. The Lions need, of course, now 3 and outs. They need to execute.
Right.
Their season's on the line right now.
Yes, it is. Here we go.
The momentum's certainly on the side of Andover.
All right, Andover's done a nice job in defense this last 2 series. The Lions have had a difficult time moving the ball and giving Andover short fields to work in, and they've come back very quickly.
And every time a team has had a short field tonight, they've converted. So it's imperative that the Lions move the football. They do move it ahead with Gill. He bounces ahead for a short gain, about a yard on the play. Andover's clogging things up now in the running lanes.
All right, here's the replay. An ISO. And
Kind of tripped over his own blocker right there.
There was someone blocking in the hole.
2nd down for the Lions and 9.
John Cronin had slipped down on his initial block.
Clock is under 5 minutes to play in our football game. And we have a whistle. And let's see what this one is. Called by the back judge, wasn't it? The whistle?
Yeah. No flag.
A whistle and no flag. And time
Official
on the
timeout.
referee.
Something is.
Nothing's amiss here somewhere.
The official wants something corrected there.
Talking to the Andover sideline. Andover head coach Ken Maglio. 51-52-2 his record as head coach of the Golden Warriors. Clock shows 4:50. The Lions are 2nd and 9 with a 3-point lead.
Yeah. This is an interesting.
Still
I don't know,
trying
is
to
a
figure
sideline
out,
warning or not?
yeah, what this is. Now we've got.
They're moving down toward the band. I think it might be that they're the end.
Okay, we have it figured out now. While the Lions are calling signals, the band is playing, the Andover band, and that's a no-no.
Right.
I'm not sure that the Chelmsford players were affected too much by it, but
well,
and cadence is a word that maybe kind of new to us.
Not new.
Not new. That's right.
No.
All right, we have it squared away. It's 2nd and 9. And here we go. Clock is now running. Gill comes ahead, picks up good yardage this time.
Short of the first, but
Short
better
of the
yardage.
first, but close. Out to the 38-yard line, 39-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and about 2 or 3 for the Lions here. We'll call it 3. 3rd and...
All right, here's the replay. The crunch 7. Bobby picked up some good yardage there. Good tackles by a couple of Andover players. Number 31.
This is one of the
Jake
biggest
Stammes.
plays of tonight's football game right here.
Yes.
3rd and long 2 for the Lions. It's Gill. He has the first down and more. Almost broke that.
He's just been shy of breaking
Boy,
a
that was
couple
close.
tonight.
Big
Nice
first down.
touchdown saving tackle, I think, by Brandon Cooney, number 74.
Here's Bobby Gill. 15 catches. Over 1,600 yards, Howie.
18 TDs.
And that's updated as of right now. And a timeout is taken on the field by Andover. Full timeout with 3:52 to go. Bobby's rushed 29 times for 137 yards, according to Ronna tonight. And those cold fingers are updating even as we speak. There you see our score at the bottom of the screen. We're in the 4th quarter, 4 minutes, 1 second to play in our football game. The Lions have it 1st and 10, just shy of midfield.
Just picked up a critical first down to keep
Critical
the
3rd
possession.
down play. Absolutely, Howie. They are now in the stack eye backfield, and it's going to get more Gill and more Gill. He pounds it across the 50 to the 49 of Andover. Bobby's going to be tired tomorrow, but he's going to have a little time to rest now before Thanksgiving, almost 2 weeks. The Lions' objective here now is to keep trying to pick up first downs. Bobby picked up 2 or 3 on that play. 2nd and a long 7. Andover would have to start using some timeouts fairly soon, I would think, Howie.
Yeah.
Gill cuts back, dives to the 45-yard line.
Okay, 3rd and about 4.
And I think they're going to use one of those timeouts, their second one right now.
Yeah.
So,
all right, here's the replay. Crunch 6. Bobby cuts it back inside. Just an arm tackle slowed him down enough to get him a short yardage. We're 3rd and 4. I expect the Lions to get the first down with 2 downs. I'm not sure if
this will be an
Coach Mitchell
interesting
punt here or
decision.
not.
Yeah, punting or not. Let's hope they don't have to make it.
Right.
This is another critical 3rd down play. 3:15 to go on the football game. 3rd and about 3 or 4 here for the Lions. Good crowd from Chelmsford. Large number of people came down to Andover. And it's Baraldi, and
First
he bangs
down.
ahead. First down.
Nice job by Mike there.
Baraldi on the quarterback keeper.
Yeah.
Takes it to the 40. The Lions keep the clock rolling. And first down yardage.
All right. All right, here's the replay. Mike had read a good-sized hole on the left side between Sargent and John Henry Dupuis.
Congratulations once again, Chelmsford Telemedia. Outstanding job. Replays, great camera work. Great job in setting up. Gill with the ball. Big hole straight ahead. Keeps his feet driving and takes it to the 32-yard line.
Yeah.
The Lions seem to have found what they were doing well in the first part of the game.
Right. Andover's got pretty good pursuit, and they've taken the corners away. So the Lions have been very successful running right at them, as you can see in this replay by Bobby. And they picked up 8 yards, so 2nd and 2.
Chris Smart was about 7 yards down the field there, going through the hole with nobody to block.
Yeah, the line got to their block and stayed with their blocks, which is
David Welch doing a nice job tonight at tackle, opening some nice holes. It's Gill again, big hole, first down to the 25, 26-yard line.
Yeah.
Clock stops on the first down. We have 2 minutes left to play in the football game.
All right, here's the replay. It's the ISO, it's actually a crunch 7, and Bobby runs right inside the blocks of Serge and Chris Smart, and picked up the first down with plenty to spare. He's up to 157 yards and 33 attempts tonight. Almost a 5-yard
Just
average.
about on his average, bouncing back after a couple of weeks where he was under 100 yards, but tonight really doing an outstanding job, leading rusher in the Merrimack Valley this season. Lions have 2 minutes now left on this clock. They have a 1st and 10, 26-yard line. You need to keep the ball out of the hands of the explosive Andover offense.
Okay, the Lions are waiting for the start of the clock. Here we go.
They're in the power eye. It's Gill with the ball, gets outside, cuts back inside, picks up good yardage on first down once again into the 17-yard line this time.
Nice little key breaker there. You watch Serge go one way and Chris Smart went the other, so that the linebackers couldn't key too well on Chris Smart. It was a nice job. Bobby got a good jump there, picked up 8 yards on that carry. Perhaps 9.
Lions were averaging 189 yards rushing in the season per game, and we'll finish that thought after this break. 48 seconds to play in the 4th quarter of tonight's football game. The Lions have a 2nd down and about a yard and a half for the first down. That's not the important thing. Running out the clock is Bobby Gill bursts forward, easily has the first down.
Excellent block by Serge De Silva out there at the 6 hole. Did a nice job. Stood up the defender. Bobby cut inside Serge's block, and Bobby picked up the first down easily, as Bruce mentioned. You watch the replay. You watch Serge De Silva, number 30. Can't quite see it in this ground level shot, but it was an excellent block. Watch Serge here. Excellent block right there on the defensive end, I believe, number 30.
And Andover takes another timeout, trying to conserve the clock as much as they can. The Lions have the ball 1st and 10 on the 13-yard line, and we'll be right back after this break. All right, Bruce Byam, Howie Neal, and Ronald Berman from Andover's lovely field, where the Chelmsford Lions are. That's the name of the field, folks. It's Eugene Lovely Field.
It is.
It is a lovely field anyway, right?
Yeah.
It is. The field is in great shape. The ball is on the 13-yard line. It's Gill pounding ahead again. Picks up short yardage this time. 1:36 and the clock is running. It's a 2nd down, and we'll give Bobby a yard on that play. This drive has featured nothing but Bobby Gill runs, except for one Mike Beraldi keeper.
Mike Beraldi keeper, right. Here's the replay, the crunch 6. Bobby picked up one of the shorter runs of the night for Bobby.
Bobby Gill is listed at 5'11", 180-pound senior, and he has done yeoman work.
That may have been on September 1st.
That's
I think
right.
He's probably about 160 now.
After tonight he will be. Has the ball one more time. Runs hard inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. The clock is under a minute now.
Andover's has 2 timeouts left, and they're not using them.
Not using them for some reason.
All right, here's the replay of Bobby running here. A little bit of an ISO inside.
I think they only have 1 timeout left, Howie, and I think they're trying to save it until this next play.
Okay.
But I'm not positive of that either. All right, here come the Lions to the line of scrimmage. It's Gill one more time, to no surprise. He's down close to the first down, but
he
short.
crossed the 5. He's still short.
Going to be about a yard short, and Andover takes a timeout with 18 seconds to play.
Well, it's a short 20-second timeout.
20-second timeout. They wanted to stop the clock.
Right. All right, here's the replay. Hand off to Bobby Gill going left, a crunch 7. Bobby picked up about 4 yards, down to 4th and a long yard, or let's say 4th and 2. We'll go with the scoreboard total.
And Andover is out of timeouts. The Lions have the ball just inside the 5. And there's a shot of Bruce Rich trying to put together another Merrimack Valley Conference victory. The Lions coming into this football game with a record of 6-3, 5-1 in the MVC. 4th down.
And there's
Giraldi with the bootleg, gonna keep it.
And
gonna
he's going
score.
in. He scored.
Touchdown.
Nice
Mike
job,
Giraldi
Mike
with his
there.
second touchdown. Nice job, is
Yeah,
right.
He sold the fake to Bobby Gill, and he hid the ball on a bootleg on his hip, and they put the you see Mike with the, well, you can't see him in the corner of the screen, but he was looking for Chris Smart. Chris was covered. Mike just kept the ball in. Here's Mike's full screen year stats for the season so far.
Rushing yardage only 64 yards, but a lot of those that negated on sacks.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of times he has gained more yards than that over the season. But
exactly.
Anytime he's sacked, that counts as a rush against him, so you get the negative yardage.
The Lions have 38 points on the board, trying to get one more. And Chris O'Neill nails it, and that's a great kick for Chris.
That's a good one
for
to
him.
Call it a night on for Chris.
Here. That's right.
And get ready for the
Turkey Day
game.
We'll be right back with the end of our football game following this break. To bring you the final 18 seconds of tonight's, 10 seconds, I'm sorry, of tonight's football game. Howie, Mike Baraldi scored the touchdown, but you got to give 4 points of that to Bobby Gill.
Absolutely. Bobby did 98% of the work in this, or at least got 98% of the yardage.
Yes.
And thanks to the offensive line blocking there.
Yeah.
Serge Silva had an excellent night.
Low squib kick being chased by Andover, kicked around and fallen on at about the 11-yard line. White couldn't seem to get the handle on that. And with 6 seconds, 6 and 9/10 seconds.
All right, here's a squib. It's a tough kick to handle, and you can see White tried to pick it up, kicked it around, got behind Farnham, so he just fell on it because it had been touched. It could have been a free ball.
Yep, free ball.
So White did the right thing. It ate up 4 seconds of the 10 seconds on the clock, so they're down to 6.9, and this will be the last play of the game. I think it's one of the probably one of the schoolyard plays. Snap it to me and everybody go long.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Real tip of the cap to Andover High School and the comeback that they made tonight.
Absolutely.
They could have easily just packed this one in and gone home. They did not do that and made a real football game out of it.
You can see the way the Ando is set up right now. It's everybody go long.
Yeah, go as far as you can go, and I'll throw it as far as I can.
And it's intentional
unfortunately,
grounding.
White just threw that out of bounds.
And it's going to be a flag. There's definitely nobody there.
Right.
So we've got 0.2 of a second. They'll have one more.
I think they should just put this one in the books right now. Call it a football game. And to the Lions' credit, they bounced back where they needed to.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did. They put together a pretty solid game.
Yep.
And that is the game, according to looking at the referees have called it a day.
So the Lions have done their part to take this thing down to the Billerica football game on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving morning, 10 o'clock.
Winner is the conference champion. Winner goes on to the playoffs. Lions looking to win their 6th consecutive MVC title. And a pretty fine offensive show by the Lions tonight. Bobby Gill's final stats, Howie.
38 rushes for 178 yards, 2 touchdowns. Excellent job. One pass reception for 11 yards. He had quite a night. Plus his
Mike
kickoff
Giraldi,
returns.
A couple touchdowns. Serge De Silva's first of the year.
Serge De Silva's first touchdown of the year. Mike Baraldi was 7 carries for 22 yards, and he had
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10 completions for 86 yards.
Almost right on his number, 92 yards.
And he had 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 interception, but overall a solid performance by Mike.
Yep.
And a really solid performance by all of the Lions tonight. I think they really came back well from a mediocre, victory over
Yeah,
Tewksbury.
I totally agree with you.
And this was a good springboard for their game with Billerica. I do want to mention 10 o'clock game, limited seating. You may want to get there early. Get your tickets early. Avoid waiting in line.
Exactly. It will all help.
Yeah, it'll all help. The tickets will be available at the high school, the athletic office, or there'll probably be some announcement in the local newspaper with availability. But
all right, we're going to wrap it up
Yep.
from Andover. Thank you very much to Ronna Berman for doing an excellent job tonight. Key member of our group. To Howie Neal, my partner for many years. We go back a long way, Howie.
we do.
It's always a pleasure.
Ooh, it has been.
Right. So
Let's
the
see.
great job by the football team, the Chelmsford Telemedia, and Bruce Byam saying good night from Andover High School.